today. So, welcome to Star Station, spawning in the top left position as the red Terran player from Team Millennium. It is forGG. And his opponent, spawning in the bottom right position as the blue Zerg player from Team Startail. It is Life. So Life, one of the more acclaimed Zerg players in the world. He had a fantastic year in 2012, but 2013 we haven't seen him pop up quite as much. This, of course, is another nice opportunity to just, gain a little bit of momentum. If you guys are wondering, hey, Life, why does that name sound familiar? He had a great tournament run throughout the DreamHacks this year, and he will actually be competing at DreamHack Winter in just a few days in Jönköping, Sweden. So you guys will be able to check him out there. Actually, I think the other player from this group is also going to be competing at DreamHack Winter, being Innovation. So these guys are top. This group is really just a super high caliber. forGG will also be playing in DreamHack Winter, by the way. I know you guys. He didn't actually get I don't actually know if he attended any DreamHacks this year, but he did win one of the online qualifying spots. So he's managed to make it in here. And Innovation also qualified with Life through DreamHack Bucharest. So these guys are all going to actually play each other again really soon. The only player in this group that won't be there is Todd. But looking at the actual game now, we see that forGG is looking to go with the Reaper opening. Probably just going to be a very standard Reaper expand. Would not be surprising at all into some Reactor Helionage-ness. Life choosing to open Hatchery first into the gas. Into that spawning pool. Very likely that Life just plays with a Speedling opening, maybe takes a fast third base, and still rides the economic side of things. Life is just not a player that is known for very fast two-base all-ins. He's known for aggression with Zerglings, but that's only because his Zergling micro and control is arguably the best of any Zerg player, I think, in StarCraft 2, period. He's just really, really good with his Zerglings, but we get a ping on the spawning pool, just in case you guys didn't know it's there. But the Reaper's coming out for forGG, has a second one queued up, and we should see him start this command center relatively soon. The Overlord will get there in time to spot it, so it's nothing but a thing. And the spawning pool will finish up, and as we can see, Life can very quickly get his Zergling speed upgrade. We see him already pulling drones off. He doesn't want to get enough gas for something like a Baneling Nest. He's just saying, hey, let's get speed, and if we need something else, we can always fine-tune or do, we'll get back on the gas later. So the factory's coming in as a second Reaper is about to pop. The first Reaper, he's here. He's chilling, shooting his little Gauss pistols. No kills just yet, chasing down a few Zerglings, but with some good micro, Life can keep them alive. Of course, the Reaper would love to get a kill, but once the Queen gets out, it becomes very difficult for Reapers to do any damage whatsoever. And that's it, he's just being forced back. No kills at all. Very, very nice control here from Life to just not lose anything to the Reapers. In the beginning of Heart of the Storm, I remember almost always you'd see them grab at least a drone or two. But he tries, and look at that, the positioning from the Queen. Very nice. Reapers are going to jump into the main base. He might be able to snag something here. It will take some really good control from Life to keep these drones alive. One of them does get picked off, still giving chase. Almost manages to grab a second drone kill, but no luck there. And forGG being aggressive. He's even building a third command center, so he's using these Reapers to just try to keep Life on his side of the field while he gets this very fast 3 command center setup. His natural expansion is completed. The Reapers make it in, kill another drone, a third drone kill. forGG is actually causing some serious damage. Gets a how many? He's killed 4 drones. He still has a Reaper alive. You don't want to lose any Reapers, but losing just one for 4 drones, I think that's worth it this early on. He's getting the Hellions out now, so these Speedlings shouldn't really do much other than kill this lone SCV, and he leads a sad life, but I mean, trading 1 SCV and a Reaper for 4 drones, I think is close to worth it. Now, this supply depot is getting worked on a little bit. The Reaper can come back and help with this. A few Zerglings are giving chase. The Reaper does, he's going to be a little bit worried about getting caught. His command center is being tickled. But the Hellions are out with this Reaper, so with good control, forGG should be able to hold this off no problem, and he does. Stimpack is on the way. Marine production is still going, and only 1 gas still. So really focusing on just getting the minerals. We could see him just go straight into his additional barracks before engineering base. I'm kind of wondering when he will take the next gas. But like I said, Life, he's still playing economically. The Zerglings are just kind of to see if there's any way he can push forGG around as he takes his third hatchery. So, as we can see, he's very well saturated in the main base. The natural is going to take a little bit more gas. I'm wondering mostly if there will be a lair or 2 evolution chambers first for Life. He's as a player that likes Zerglings, I feel that it's probably a big priority for him to keep the upgrades on his Zerglings rather high. He is putting out a few more. And yeah, it's going to be evolution chambers. So he's saying, I don't want the fastest Spire possible. I'm not as worried about the Mutalisks as I am staying on pace with upgrades. Now, the Zerglings do get a bit of a look into the main base. So he saw that the barracks are coming in. There's no engineering base yet for forGG, and he can just about afford them. He could basically build these at any time now. And he has a decent chunk of gas saved up to get the upgrades. But let's see what these Hellions can do with the Reaper now. Moving towards the third base. Denies 1 creep tumor. And he's just attacking these Queens. The Zerglings are going to try to give a little bit of chase here. The Queens work down. 1 Hellion gets picked off. He's dancing around towards the third. The Queens just attacking as much as they can. And forGG is going to dive the drones. Manages to grab a few more. Not bad play from forGG as far as the drones go. He's killed 6 of them so far this game. And I think it's nice because you just want to keep yourself as close to the Zerg as possible. With how fast this third command center came in for the Millennium Terran player, he's actually very close on workers. 50 SCVs compared, 50 drones to 47 SCVs. But Life may have some nefarious plans ahead. He has a Baneling Nest coming in. 20 Speedlings are on the way. These Hellions are still harassing that third. There's the potential that if Life catches these Hellions and manages to kill them, he could just go for a counterattack all in with 1-1 and his Banelings. But let's see. forGG still needs to be careful. He's bringing his Hellions back home very smartly. Clearing the towers, always important. And we can see the Zerglings for Life are moving towards the left side, pouring out 26 more Zerglings. I think this is going to be a huge bust. And I think this is some sort of reactionary move he's made, saying, okay, well, I just don't think you're going to have enough units to hold this. Or he's anticipating the timing of the third base being placed for the Terran player. And it's so smart from Life to say, okay, around 10 minutes, you want to put your third command center at that base as a Terran. It's simple as that. 10 minutes is probably about the latest you want to move your third out. So getting all of these Banelings together, 16 of them, they're pretty far away, to be honest. These Banelings are actually weirdly far away, but I guess he can build them all here if he wants. And the Hellions are just bringing some more pressure, just trying to slow down the creep tumors as much as possible. There's the flood of Zerglings towards the top. He has a huge torrent. He's looking to catch the Hellions. Will he? Yes, forGG. All of the Hellions get caught. One of them manages to slip out. The Reaper, no chance of escape. And here come the Banelings. There's quite a few of them. We see 19 on the field. The Zerglings are heading towards the natural. Won't be able to break that position just yet. He's going to make even more Banelings. The third base is still mining for forGG. This is very important for the Terran player. I think Life actually wants to take this out. The Marines are from the high ground, but he does breach the natural. The wall is safe, secure. Breaks the supply depot, manages to get through here. The reactor on the barracks is taking some damage. The third base is still safe. forGG with the medevacs is doing all that he can, but all the Marines are being cleaned up inside the main. That combat shield almost enough to clean through the majority of these. A few split off to the mineral line of the main base, but Life, he's still rallying units across the field, trying to get inside of forGG's base, and I feel like forGG might actually be able to hold this off. There's a lot more Zerglings reinforcing. A few more Banelings are coming in, but the Marine count, well, how many are there on the field? 11 versus 44 Zerglings. Life is just fully committed to this. forGG emptied the third base bunker. There's nothing here to defend. The Banelings not having too much trouble getting on top of the rest of these units. Now the lair is just finishing up, so we're not having those upgrades like Baneling speed. Makes it a little bit more difficult for Life to make these continued attacks work, and forGG has to be feeling good about himself holding that attack off. His worker count is still phenomenal. He only lost 4 SCVs in that trade. The Millennium Terran player, I mean, he's got his 2-2 on the way. The 1-1 is done for Life. He can start his 2-2, I mean, as soon as he has the money, but he doesn't. He immediately built the Spire. He has to get a couple of defensive Banelings just in case. And I'm waiting to see when he starts Baneling speed, which I think is almost an equally important upgrade to have. forGG does scan it, not sure where, but he scanned. Creep still being spread by Life. It was slowed down, I think, reasonably enough. He's not yet crossed that halfway point on the map. So forGG, he's just now going to try to take. He's basically shifting gears here into a little bit more of an aggressive stance. The medevacs are moving out towards the south side. Spire's still out 30 seconds away. These overlords will see the medevacs. The Zerglings and Banelings wait with their loving arms wide open. I like that he moves back. He wants forGG to, like, just think that there's nothing there and then drop. But at the same time, the Bioforce is coming towards the creep line. Almost equally important is forGG's ability to just get on this creep and start to mow down the creep tumors. If you can delay these bases or the 4th base, and that's exactly where he's going, pushing towards the 4th. Tries to grab some creep tumors. The Zerglings moving in with the Banelings, and he'll lift up all but 2 Marines. 7 Mutalisks are on the way, but this 4th base, it could be in a little bit of danger. Life is going to immediately sprint the Lings over. The question is, does he defend his creep or the 4th base? And it looks like he's going to defend the creep, but he loads up all of the units. The 4th hatchery does get canceled, and forGG has been maintaining actually a really solid aggressive stance. I actually really like this. The Marines are still postured out here with a Widowmine. Double drop headed towards the 3rd base. He can also jump straight from the main from here if he chooses. Tries to drop the natural expansion, but there's just enough Zerglings to defend. And here comes the forces towards that 3rd base. The Marines are in actually a really nice choke point, but wants to just jump away from where most of the Zerglings are. He's going to get caught dropping out of this these medevacs. So forGG won't do the most damage possible. He will lose all of his forces here. And he still has these medevacs towards the west side. He actually sees the 4th base restart here. And the Mutas will clean up the medevacs. But forGG has another huge rally of units prepared. He's just dropping some supply depots, and I think he's just barely getting supply blocked. But let's see. Let's see what forGG can do with his next wave of units, as it were. Can he do some serious damage? Coming through, scanning, killing the creep tumors. Queen gets picked off. The Widowmines are beginning to plant themselves. Can they get any big hits off? That is the question. He's stepping further and further. Another scan killing off all of the active tumors on the west side of the field. There's still a lone Baneling tucked away. It could come in for a weird flank. But Life, he's looking for an opportunity to move in. There's no, well, not too many Widowmines. He's going to come in from the north and the south at the same time, bringing absolutely everything. Will he be able to break forGG? There are so many Zerglings here, the Mutas as well, but forGG's Marine count holding strong, and there's no Baneling speed. The Baneling's moving nowhere near fast enough. He's just started his Baneling speed, only 30 seconds in. The 4th base is under attack. The Zerglings trying to move in on this, but the Marines with the 2-2 are just so powerful, blasting this down, and there's the GG. Life taps out, and game number 1 goes to forGG.